The 2023 election was a tough election. But in the APC, there was tension. At some point, it was like Buhari was working against Asiwaju getting the ticket of the APC. What really happened?
Mr. Obilo, sometimes disinformation, fake news could triumph over reality. That impression was created. But I tell people that I was at the venue of the election that produced Asiwaju as the presidential candidate of APC. President Buhari was there from beginning to the end. That does not show a person who does not want you to succeed. See, Mr. Obilo, is a matter that I often refrain from discussing for many reasons. Number one, I've been a benefactor of these two great leaders. Secondly, in my own capacity as the Minister of Information and Culture, I know what I did to ensure that the candidacy of Asiwaju succeeded and that we won the elections.
What did you do?
The opposition, they were campaigning that APC had no achievement to campaign with. And Asiwaju was coming in on the platform of APC. So I devised what I call an innovative means of campaigning for Asiwaju by showing the world that APC indeed has something to showcase and why our candidate should be elected. 130 days to the election, I started the scorecard series. The scorecard series was a multi-platform, multimedia event in which every minister of Buhari was called upon to come and give an account of his stewardship in 8 years. It was televised live. It was streamed live. We used all platforms to share the information and we interacted with the public. Journalists were there, they questioned and interrogated the claims of the ministers. These 26 ministers gave their testimony, which are all in this book. But we went further than that. We now release a compendium of that. But because we are also in a digital age, we went to set up a website, a legacy portal, www.pmbscorecard.gov.ng. It's also here. So if you have any questions about the performance or non-performance of Buhari, that's the portal you can go to. And up to today, you can access it from any part of the world. That, to me, was an innovative way of campaigning for your party and your candidate. Because we want to say, okay, you have been there for 8 years. Why should we vote for you again? So I asked every minister to come. Go and tell them why they should vote for us. But we went beyond that. After the elections, the legitimacy of the election was being questioned. If you remember.
Yeah.
Small fact, Labour Party, if you then went to the social media platforms in 2023, you actually thought Labour Party won the elections. They were everywhere on the social media.
Did they win the election?
They did not. Unfortunately, the perception out there was that they won, they were rigged out. So I took it on myself and my team.
Were they rigged out?
No.
Did they not win the election?
They did not. You see, listen, sir. You see, so we went out and we went to meet think tanks in the US, in the UK, international media, and we explained to them why Peter Obi could not have won the presidential election. The Constitution of Nigeria is very clear. You need 2 requirements to win elections to be president in Nigeria. The first is that you must have scored the plurality of the highest number of votes. Well, the second is that you must also have scored at least 1/4 of the votes cast in at least 2/3 of the states. And the results are there. Obi did not come first. He did not even come second. He came a close third to Atiku. However, he scored 1/4 of the votes cast in only 15 states. Atiku scored 1/4 of the votes cast in 21 states. Only Asiwaju had the majority of votes and 1/4 of votes cast in 29 states of the Federation. So this is very clear.
Was Peter Obi the biggest headache in that election?
No, I never saw him. You see, let me tell you, my answer it now, I think if Peter Obi, I'm wrong, had stayed with Atiku, PDP probably would have won.
PDP probably would have won.
Problem. But you see, the moment Peter Obi entered the race on a different ticket, I was sure we were going to win.
Buhari was sure Asiwaju was going to win.
Absolutely, yes. Because it's just simple arithmetic. You see, people came and, like, when I was in Washington, they came and said, yeah, but Asiwaju had just 37% of the vote. I said, listen, that is not the issue. In 1979, what was the percentage of votes that the MPN won? It was 34%. Once you have more than 2 parties contesting elections, you are not going to have anybody having 50% or 60%. No. Because these are all powerfully popular candidates in their own areas. So it was when I went to the US and I addressed the international community and things, I began to understand that it's not just, even if Obi had won, say, 10 million votes, he could still not have become president because he would not have made the 1/4 of vote cast in 2/3 of the state. Look, it's on record that Peter Obi could not provide agents at 40,000 polling units.
How did he defeat Asiwaju in Lagos?
You see, like I said again, that I believe that for the first time in the history of politics in Nigeria, ethnicity and religion came to play a very frontal role. Secondly, you see, the EndSARS saga did not help APC or Asiwaju, because the youth, especially in Lagos, wanted their pound of flesh. I might be wrong, but I think these are the things that allowed for that what happened. Again, I'm of the belief that, you see, for presidential elections, they are not as personal as governorship or national assembly. For a presidential election, a man might just not have any affinity towards any of the candidates. When you come to governorship, because he lives in that state, it's very particular, very peculiar. I think this, to me, these are the reasons I can ascribe to what happened in Lagos.